Do you realize how blessed, how fortunate you are to attend Jesuit high school? There's so many students that would like to be sitting where you are today. And I know I was one of those many years ago. I struggled. I had to take the exam twice. I had to do summer school. I credit everything that who I am today to my Jesuit education. I speak before hundreds of people, sometimes thousands. But it's when I'm here on Jesuit that I am most passionate, most anxious, most concerned to say some words that might impact you. It's my 50th high school reunion. I can remember being a senior saying, 50 years, boy, they're old. I guess I am. Boy, I should have listened more to those people that were ahead of me through the mistakes they've made, the challenges they've faced, the issues throughout life that they know. You know, when I went to school, Jesuit, my sophomore year, I had Father Richard Kelly who guided me to who I was going to be, where I was going to be educated. He gave me a book into my schools and universities that provided hotel, restaurant. And that's when I discovered the University of Denver, which had the best restaurant school. And as I was being recruited by Minnesota, Michigan State, Florida State, Miami, he says, you really don't want to do that. Why are you going to take a visit? You told me what you wanted. What I learned was that my integrity was important because I wasn't going to go. I had no really desire to do that because it was my goal just to come to Jesuit, to be a student athlete. And I struggled. That building in the front there with my name, I'm not deserving of that. And I asked Nick Zazinski that they put my 4-year transcripts on display, and I don't know if they are or not. I was challenged and had difficulties and didn't understand from the time I was in 2nd grade. Sister Michael Vincent told my mother that I wrote backwards. And when as a running back, I would have to ask the quarterback, are we going left and right? Because I transposed my numbers, where I felt stupid. But at the age of 43, I was diagnosed with dyslexia and ADD. I found out it's not a disability. It's a wonderful gift God gave me. And from 1995, I decided I was going to go and excel in every way that I could. You see, we come from a world of diversity. And I believe that Jesuit, they teach you that all men are created by God. And for those of you that, maybe those outstanding athletes often that people look up to, have the courage to stand up for people that are a little different. I can remember a young man that I went to school with from 4th grade, Bobby Donovan, a genius that couldn't live in this world, an artist at heart. And he did a comic book where he had me protect him. I said, I didn't realize what it meant, but we have to stand up for others that are maybe different. Practice a random act of kindness, and that's what they teach us here at Jesuit. And ever since 1995, that's my mission every day. Maybe it's just saying hello to somebody, an elderly person, and smile. You never know what happened that day to them. And I just asked about a Jesuit, scholastic at the time, Father Peter Rogers. On my senior year, he understood that I had different challenges and that to get through my English class, what I would have to do, he says, wake up at 4 a.m. Enjoy that solitude, that moment where you express your gratefulness to God. Say those prayers. My wife says I have some sort of connection because I listen to those moments, and I love waking up early. Sometimes it's a little too early, like today at midnight. But there's a reason for everything, and it's not for us to question our faith, but to accept it. Accept the need. And when you succeed, know that you have to help those that helped you succeed, like Jesuit High School, the community that supports you. I've said once before to someone within my company, if it's easy to write a check and it didn't hurt, well, it wasn't enough. It's a lesson I learned from my first grade and to my mom when I gave the tuition to orphans in Central America. And I didn't pay the tuition at Sacred Heart Academy. My mom got a call. Why didn't you pay it? I said, well, I gave it to the poor children to help. And she cried and said I did the right thing. So realize you have the best education that I believe exists in the United States for young men. And I wish that you might be as lucky as I was, that I met my wife when I was a sophomore, 15 years old. And she was 13 years old, went to Sacred Heart Academy, and we danced. She became a cheerleader. And she's been by my side for 48 years. Jesuits offered, made everything possible for me. My two loving daughters, Lauren Gonzmart, who has a son here, Maximilian Shulman, who's a freshman. I know he's on the lacrosse team on junior varsity. I wanted to see him. And I pray that his little brother, Alexander Shulman, will follow in his footsteps, because I know they will become men for others. And that's the responsibility each one of you have throughout life, is helping others. Others that people do not wish to help. It's a responsibility that I look forward to, and my wife questions my sanity, and she understands. She says, you do have a gift, and you can make a difference. You can help young people's dreams come true. I've been able to assist with scholarships to colleges, and I've seen people that thought they'd have no opportunity to ever go to school, gone to be successful and create their own scholarships, become doctors. There's nothing more rewarding, gentlemen, than knowing you had an impact on somebody's life. As I did 15 years ago when the Lord asked me to come speak to coach on the JV football team. My wife says, you do not have the time to do this. Melanie, I don't understand, but I have to make the time. There's a reason I must come here and coach. There was a young man that everybody said would never, ever start as a varsity player. He was too slow. The only African-American on the team, and belittled. And I remember getting in front of that team and said, you will respect everybody. He wanted to know how I played with Leonard George, the first African-American to sign a scholarship at the University of Florida. And you talk about difficult times. Those were difficult times. And Leonard today is an attorney. And I gave him hope, and I gave him that knee pad that Leonard gave me to be the next great running back. I said, go out for track. That young man did start Jesuit High School. He started 2 years at Louisville. He transferred to Georgia Tech and started 2 years there. A gentleman that they said would never, ever succeed. And when he got drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, and he won his Super Bowl, he still talks to me and calls me looking for advice. And he came here and he presented to the student body the 50th anniversary Super Bowl from the winning team. So you listen to that call. Open your mind those early mornings. Don't question why. Just respond and act. As I like to say often, is that here's to life, and embracing each day with gratitude, with passion, with empathy, with kindness, love, faith, and purpose. If you do live your life that way, you will feel the great reward, and that is of our God and our Savior, Jesus Christ. And learn from others of other faith. Learn to respect one another. And you too will one day, God willing, be standing here talking maybe to your grandson. You have a responsibility with the education of Jesuit, and I applaud you in your hard works, your efforts. I see the number on honor roll. Not that I ever was on it, but it takes effort. So may God bless each one of you today, always. There's a Isaiah 26:3 that that I use on my signing when I email is that the Lord gives perfect peace to those whose faith is firm. I stand behind my faith, and I pray that you too. God bless and protect you and your families. Thank you.